Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're looking in live to Lucas Oil Arena in downtown Indianapolis, Indiana, where we have this round one matchup between the Washington Nationals and the Indianapolis Motorheads. Hello, everybody. I am Builder alongside of me and my broadcast partner, DMP, as we bring you Game 3 of the round one between Washington and Indianapolis. We've had one heck of a series up to this point, and it's split right now at a tie score of 1-1. Washington took Game 1 on home ice at a score of 3-1, and the Indianapolis Motorheads took Game 2 at a score of 4-2. Neither team has really had an edge over one another. It looked like Washington might have had a pretty substantial advantage over Indy after the first game of the 7-game set, but Game 2, it was all Indianapolis. And Washington looked like they were a little bit outclassed. Looking at the rest of the playoff bracket here, we see the New Orleans Wildcats tied up the series against the Little Nice Fencers yesterday as they won game number 2. They're heading back to New Orleans at a tie series score of 1-1. The St. Louis Cyclones took a 2-1 series lead earlier tonight with a 2-1 win over the Quebec City Bandits. Could be 3-0 St. Louis right now if it wasn't for that Game 1 collapse. The Indy Motorheads and Washington Nationals, obviously, as I aforementioned, still tied 1-1. Game 3 is just about to start. And the Tampere Ilves tied up the series last night versus the Boston Riptide. Their series sits also at 1-1. As the schedule flips back to the away squads from 1 and 2 now, games 1 and 2 now having home ice advantage. This could get very interesting, as we said. The first 2 games of every other series were split 1-1. We saw St. Louis actually be able to win on home ice. DMP, what are your thoughts for the rest of the next 2 games? I should say.
Well, it's gonna be interesting if these teams can split things on the road. It turns this into a best-of-3 series, and what's kind of interesting about that is the last 3 games of the series, if we need them, are all in different locations. So it'll be games 1 and 2 you have home ice. Games 3 and 4 you might be on the road. And then game 5 you're at home. Game 6 you're on the road. Game 7 you're at home. Or, vice versa if you're away for the first part of the series. And so it's kind of at this point you want to take advantage of, maybe if you're the home team, you want to take advantage of home ice, get up by 2 in the series, and then you only have to worry about winning once more at home. You can lose the rest of your road games. But it's going to be interesting down the stretch here as we get into the more meaningful games and get closer to talking about some teams maybe not making it to round 2.
The Indy Motorheads look to continue their momentum and feed off the home crowd to take a 2-1 series lead. The Washington Nationals looking to reverse the momentum after a Game 2 loss. Game 3 starts right now.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rattling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free, o'er the home of the
We're ready for hockey here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Washington, Indianapolis, game number 3 series tied at 1. This could be the momentum swinger both these teams need. Indianapolis, a win here tonight could be huge for their momentum, as that means they would have won 2 straight games and would hold the series lead for the first time. Washington looking to reverse the momentum after game number 2 and get things swinging back Washington's way. We are underway from Indianapolis, a shot almost immediately, but John Carlson's able to clear it wide of the net as it missed by just a couple feet. Another chance for Indianapolis maybe as Dylan Cousins tried to steer it on goal, but cleared away by Drake Batherson. Right on him, Quentin Byfield now chases him down. Nino Niederreiter gets the puck from behind looking for an out. He can't quite find one. Batherson maybe for a point pass. No, brings it back in behind or into the corner. Now behind the net, Artem Zub was met there by Nino Niederreiter, cleared away now by Indianapolis. Doesn't take a very friendly hop for Indy as it comes around to the far corner now. Jonathan Taves was the first man there. Washington able to clear it all the way down. They score! What a shot! 200 feet! Sergei Fedorov! 1-0 Washington early.
Well, they always talk about getting that first goal in a road game. It definitely silences that hometown crowd and kind of takes away some of that home ice advantage. And that's exactly what the Washington Nationals do here. A quick shot off the draw, or a quick shot early in this one, finds its way into the back of the net, and it's 1-0.
Washington needed to get on the board early as that one's gone up and out of play. Sergei Fedorov gets his first of the playoffs. Face off here, go Team Batherson. Sorry, what was that?
Taking a look at the replay, I think this goal was actually a clearing attempt that just went a bit further than I think even Washington expected.
It sure did, and it sure just beat Kevin Lankinen, who was not in position whatsoever. Puck just hits right in the middle of the net off a clearing attempt. It just kind of goes in. A crazy set of circumstances for Washington puts them up by 1. They just tried it again. That time Lankinen might have been a little bit more ready, but that puck was a little bit wide of the Indy net. Now behind the net, Jake Bean was driving the play there, but a good clearing effort by Washington gets the puck to half ice and beyond. John Carlson there won the race for the puck, but it's turned the other way by Pavel Zacha. Maybe a chance for a break. Shot on just wide off of Anderson, and it kicks away from the net. Now down all the way down into the near corner of Kevin Lankinen. Jake Bean had it there first. Justin Schultz now has it looking for Kuznetsov. Maybe a point pass as the puck gets out. Chance for maybe Slavin as the puck slides beyond the goal line behind the net of Craig Anderson now. Here's Frederick Gauthier, who had a beautiful goal earlier in this series. A beautiful sprawling attempt. That one kicks into the slot. Michael Bunting's looking for an outlet. He gets it. Puck finally cleared by Indy. Now behind the Washington net, looking for a point pass. No one there. Lord Stanley leading the pack here as it's to the near face-off dot. He gets caught by a man from behind. Stanley's still looking for a pass. Wasn't able to find anybody. Indy gets it out. Takes a funny hop. Slides right through the hash marks. Goes a little bit further than I think any Indy player would have liked. Blocked by Vrana. Another chance. Another block by Vrana. Jacob Vrana, who had 2 goals in game number 1 and really propelled Washington to that game 1 win. Maybe saving a goal early on here as that one slides just in front of the crease. Now cleared down by Indy. Puck cleared a little too hard as it goes off the end boards. Comes all the way back 200 feet. Now to the end boards behind the Indianapolis net. Motorheads are trying to clear it out. They do. Another hard clear as it just slides against the boards. It's going to come back to the blue line. Dougie Hamilton meets it, though. The Motorheads are not able to keep it in. Anthony Duclair now takes a bump from Jonathan Taves. Taves now clears it. What a deflection almost on the net. I don't know if that was a set play, but it almost worked. A hop now into the slot. Chris Tanev turned back the other way. A shot just wide of Lankinen's net. To the blue line now. Bjorkstrand's looking for an outlet, and he gets one. Clears it down. Lawson Krause is going to lead the pack. Bunt from behind. Fired on. Comes down the other way. They score. They score. 200-foot goal. Who gets it? We don't know. That one just beats Lankinen off an absolute howitzer in the slot. Comes all the way back down the other way. It's 2-0 Washington early.
Even Washington doesn't quite know how that went in.
An absolute rocket from the Motorheads. Missed wide. It took a Kareem off the boards and just kind of beat Lankinen. And it's 2-0. Here's maybe a chance for Indy right off the draw. Puck doesn't take a very good bounce. For Indy, that is. Behind the net. Washington gets clear. Another opportunity. Maybe on Lankinen. Puck sliding down the other way, but it gets stopped and neutralized. Lord Stanley gets credit for this one. His first of the playoffs. Cleared down by Washington again. They're just trying to put everything on the net. This one assisted by Krause. That takes a friendly hop shot just wide. Kuznetsov. He hits the side of the net. He couldn't quite steer it inside the post. We remain 2-0. Fired on by Indy. It goes just wide, and I believe this one Kareem's out of play. Just 1/4 of the period to go. 5:08 remaining. Shots are 2-1 in favor of the Washington Nationals, and it is 2-0 for the nation's capital. Into the near corner, Lord Stanley. Trying to maybe find a teammate. There's a pass, but it comes all the way back down the other way. No one was there to block it at the blue line. Sits just to the right of Craig Anderson's net. Vrana with a good defensive stick clears it down just wide. Washington's really trying to just put everything on Lankinen right now, and I don't blame him. He currently does not have a save. To the near corner. Zaka clears it down, takes a funny hop. It's on Lankinen. It goes in. Lord Stanley again. Another 200-foot shot that Lankinen's just not ready for. And it's 3-0 Washington.
Washington has found something that works, though I believe this one might not have even been intentional, as the puck comes from inside the Indianapolis zone. The shot comes from in the zone, and it actually ends up deflecting off of 2 parts of the corners before it misses every single Indianapolis and Washington stick and finds its way past the goaltender for goal number 3.
This is a miracle start for the Washington Nationals. Lord Stanley collecting his 2nd goal of the night and of the playoffs. A minute 32 remaining here in the first. Sorry, what was that, Team Ping?
Oh, by the way, puck luck gets you a long ways, too.
Here's another chance. What a save, Lankinen. He was ready for that one. I thought it was a 4-0 Washington game. This game remains a 3-goal deficit, which is the worst lead in hockey, by the way. And oh, by the way, we've seen this lead evaporate before in game number 1 of St. Louis and Quebec. But that series does not matter right now. At the end of the first period, a shocking start from the Indianapolis Motorheads. The Nationals lead 3-0 after 1. Shots are 7-1 in favor of the nation's capital.
I think if you're the Indianapolis Motorheads coach right now, you're saying keep calm. It's not put away yet. And oh, by the way, every single one of their goals was kind of a fluky goal. shot from outside the line. So, one, limit those kind of shots, and two, don't worry too much about those first 3 goals.
And as easy as it was for Washington to get 3 fluky ones, just imagine how easy it could be for Indianapolis to get back into this game with a fluky one. Now, it does take a little bit of puck luck, and maybe the goalie not quite paying attention. Here's a chance here as it doesn't take a very good bounce for the Indy Motorheads, and Washington's able to get it to the blue line off the side of the net. Now, Jamie Benn tries to play it in front and cleared away by the Nats defense. Here's a chance. It's right on Lankinen. He has to make another save there. He was ready for that one. Lankinen now up to 5 saves, 3 goals on 8 shots.
Coach is definitely not going to like the Motorheads shooting on their own goal.
Sure! What a goal! As that puck came back the other way, it was wrapped around, and Adam Pelech knocks it home. It's 3-1.
Well, the Indianapolis Motorheads coach is definitely going to like that. I almost wonder, take a look at the replay here, I almost wonder, I think it might have been tapped in by a Washington Nationals player. Because I can't quite tell who that is, but it's one of the Washington Nationals is coming back to try and maybe swipe the puck out, and he ends up knocking it square into the net. And I mean, it would be a beautiful goal if it was on the correct net, but regardless, that ends the shutout, and the comeback begins.
It was a nice wraparound play by Indianapolis, but an unfortunate bounce for the Nats means Indy has got back into this game. Fired right down into the Indy zone. Now cleared away, coming the other way. Adam Pelech. Oh, here's a chance. That just goes just wide. Adam Pelech will get the goal on the score sheet, assisted by Chris Tanev, although it was technically scored by a Washington National. Cleared away now for Indy. This one could be on the net. It's sliding. It's off the post. It's cleared away. I don't know how that one didn't go. Vanacek was turned the other way. I don't think you ever saw it. And nearly another fluky one for the Indy Motorheads. Behind the net of Kevin Lankinen. Here's Michael Bunting now in the far corner. Looking for a clear. He gets it. Far hash marks now. Played into the corner. Cousins still down. What a play by Cousins. It goes. What a goal. Dylan Cousins. Another sliding attempt. And it's 3-2.
Throw it on the net and good things happen. Washington Nationals get it into the crease. And with a little bit of help, I think, from the goaltender, this puck finds its way to the goal line. And it's easy pickings for Dylan Cousins to just tap it in.
Dylan Cousins with a sliding play. It was in the scrum in the corner. It got kicked out and deflected by Cousins off the post, maybe off the back of Vanacek. The puck was sliding on the goal line, and Cousins was there to knock it home. Another sliding attempt goal by Indianapolis. We've seen some beauties out of the Motorheads so far in these playoffs. Folks, it's a 1-goal game. What did we say? As easy as it was for Washington to get 3 fluky ones, it could be just as easy for the Indy Motorheads. Now, their goals haven't been quite as fluky. Here's another opportunity. A lot of it has stemmed from very good offensive pressure. Nevertheless, it's a 3-2 hockey game. And the whole tide and momentum and pace and vibe of the game has changed in a little under 8 minutes here in the second. Now in behind the net of Vanacek, a centering pass for Jesper Bratt, fired just wide. Comes back down the other way. Another nice set play by Indianapolis that just couldn't be knocked home, as that one is now in the bench and out of play. 10:31 remaining here in the second, and we've got a 1-goal game. The Nats still up by 1, but all the offensive pressure is currently coming way of the Indy Motorheads. Here's a chance for Dougie Hamilton, maybe. No, he gets knocked off of it. Now in the corner, takes a funny bounce. Maybe a chance to get it on net. No. Puck hit the side of the net, goes around, and cleared away by Indy. Out to the far corner again. Crossed the goal line of Lankinen, but steered the other way and cleared. Now behind the net of Craig Anderson. Bowen Byram was the first one there looking for a point pass. No one was there to corral it. Can they keep it in the zone? For the time being, they do, but now it's played out. Nice pass to Dougie Hamilton. He shoots it. It's just off the side of the net. A little bit better aim, and Hamilton might have had a center ice goal off a pretty nice passing play by Washington right there. If I do say so myself, here's another chance for Indy. Side of the net. They score. It's a tie game. Oliver Bjorkstrand. We're tied at 3.
Once again, the Indianapolis Motorheads find a loose puck sitting right on the doorstep, and all they have to do is give it a little nudge, and it goes across the goal line. And oh, by the way, just like you talked about earlier in this one, the Washington Nationals had a 3-0 lead, and the Washington Nationals no longer have a 3-0 lead. It's tied 3-3.
Although not as nearly identical to Quebec, this one may have been more impressive. As the St. Louis Cyclones led by 3 after 1, and then led by 2 after 2. It was 3-1 at the end of the second period in that game, after being 3-0 after 1, and then they got 3 goals in the third to end up winning that game. Indy has tied up this game in just under 13 minutes here in the middle stanza. What an unbelievable turner. Here's another chance. Shot right on as it goes off the post and wide. 5 shots here in the second, or maybe 4 shots here in the second period, and 3 goals. Indy is right back in it, folks. We have a tie hockey game. We're starting essentially from 0. Into the far corner, Jonathan Taves plays it around, trying to find an outlet to get it out of the zone. Not able to find one, but he plays it around. Kept in by Batherson. A nice play there. Still at the far boards, fired off the post. Washington nearly regained their lead. To the near corner now. Sergei Fedorov has control. Artem Zub, they're trying to help out, but he's pressured by Ben. They cannot find a solution. A nice play by Jonathan Taves, and the puck is finally clear, but a nice hold by Duclair to keep the pressure on for now. A shot on! Side of the net. Artem Zub just couldn't quite get it properly aimed. Coming back down the other way, shot on. Just wide. Behind the net, and comes around to the far boards. Now played back around to the near boards. Here's Sergei Fedorov. Fedorov leading the rush. Clears it into the Indy zone. Fedorov gets his own dump attempt, but turned back the other way by the Motorheads. To center now, and beyond, to the blue line. Chance for Taves. He takes a shot. It's going to be wide. A nice bounce for Indy, but played beyond the net by Washington. Just a minute remaining here in the middle. Stands a shot just wide. Comes back the other way. It's wide. Got to be careful on those rockets. It could hit the net either way. Under 10 seconds remaining. Deflection by Hamilton. It's going down the ice. It's going, but it doesn't reach in time. After 1, it was 3-0 Washington. After 2, this game's knotted at 3.
2 3-goal periods back to back. It was Fedorov and Stanley getting the 3 goals for the Nats in period 1. The Motorheads relying on 3 different goal scorers, Pellet, Cousins, and Bjorkstrand. And boy, does that have to feel good for the Motorheads to have come all the way back and go to a break even up.
They for sure had lost their confidence after the first. That they don't lack confidence after the second. Maybe a chance here. If that had a head Vanacek, that would have been highly dangerous. But the puck just slides through the crease, and Washington's able to clear. Here's Jonathan Taves. He gets bumped. Brandon Tanev's down trying to keep it in, but can't. Taves is looking to turn it back at center. He doesn't. He loses it. Washington now back into the offensive zone. Tanev looking for another clear. He gets it. Another funny hop off the boards as it just misses the net. Barely. Jonathan Taves now has it in the far corner. Has had his fingerprints all over this one. There's Anthony Mantha. Mantha's able to drive the rush and get it out. Looking for a little bit of help from behind. There's Alex Ovechkin, a goal scorer in game number 1. A centering pass. Cleared away by Indy. They fire it down as this is just wide. Banks off the back of the net and the backboard. Now around to the near corner. Into the slot, but cleared away by Justin Schultz. To neutral ice now. There's Artem Zub. Trying to get it turned the correct way for Washington. Turned back. Here's a chance for Indy as it slides wide. Another chance in the slot. Cleared away by Washington. No one was sitting there for the Motorheads to maybe put that one on the net. Now into the near corner, there's Nino Niederreiter, plays it around. Far corner, Artem Zub there to answer the call. Couldn't quite hold it in, though, as the puck comes back out into the Washington end. Into the slot, turned away by Drake Batherson. He fires it down. Now it comes all the way back to neutral ice, now to the near face-off circle in the Washington zone. They fire it down once again. They're still trying to get those 200-foot goals, as pretty much all three of their goals have been full icers. Justin Schultz now in the near corner. Bowen Byram now to the far corner looking for an exit. Can't get it just yet as it's held in at the line by Washington. Justin Schultz and Lawson Krause now. They play it around. There's Nino Niederreiter, finally gets it clear for Indy. Puck takes a funny hop, comes back to center. Deflected by Zub, and he now drives the rush. Here's Andrei Burakovsky now, trying to get the puck. He gets bumped away, but it's three Nationals trying to hold it in the zone. It's Burakovsky again looking to steer it on the net. Back pressure behind him and loses it. Neutral ice takes a couple funny hops, as now it's coming back into the Indy end. Will it take a good Washington bounce? It does not. Indy is able to relieve the offensive pressure for the meantime. Now in behind the net of Lankinen again is Washington. They had control. Tanev's trying to clear, can't clear yet. Here's John Carlson. Point pass, no one was there to corral. Shot right on, saved by Vanacek. Another opportunity cleared away by the Washington defense. Cleared back around the boards. Takes a hop. Now it's at the far hash marks along the far boards. Cleared down by Indy off the post. Rebound is there. Shot wide. Far hash marks again. And that one's still in play. Now behind the net of Vanacek. Cleared down by Washington. Fate takes a funny hop. This one, is it on the net? It's still battle. Shot wide. Drake Batherson now gets it clear. Off the far boards and off the back of the net. Now Sam Bennett's the first man there. Steered away by Indy. They try to get a 200-foot shot, but it misses just wide. Now back the other way comes the Nats. No, steered back by Indianapolis into the offensive zone. Cleared away finally by Washington. Funny hop off the boards. Maybe a chance. Save Lankinen. Indy clears. What a save by Kevin Lankinen. A shot on. An opportunity just off the side of the net. What an opportunity. And now this one goes out of play. Gauthier and Fedorov at the draw. Gauthier wins the draw. Takes a funny hop off Fedorov. Saved by Anderson. Now to the ref circle. Across the blue line, Artem Zub and Sergei Fedorov battle with Frederick Gauthier, Pavel Zacha, and Michael Bunting. Behind the net it comes, cleared away by Indianapolis. Off the near boards behind the net of Craig Anderson, looking for a point pass. Can't get it, scrum side of the net, but cleared away by Washington. Nearly a scrum won by Indianapolis, which is how a couple of their goals have gone in tonight. Here's a chance for Washington, cleared away. 2 minutes remaining here in the third. Will we see the first overtime of the playoffs? To the far boards. Pavel Zacha. Puck is now in the bench and out of play. 1:38 remaining in a goalless third period leaves this game tied at 3. Shot by Indy with an opportunity. Steered the other way by Washington out of harm's way. To neutral ice, 1 minute remaining here in the third. Near boards. Washington looking for maybe a late goal to win this one, just like Quebec got. Indy trying not to let it happen. It's out to neutral ice. 10 seconds. Will there be a final shot? No. And for the first time in the Season 4 playoffs, we are going to overtime. 3-3, the end of 3.
Well, unlike the real NHL, overtime works just the same as the regular season. However, just like the real NHL, we've got continuous overtime, meaning we will continue to watch them play until somebody scores a goal. Whether it takes 20 minutes or it takes 60 minutes, we'll just have to wait and find out.
Off their draw, Frederick Gauthier tried to get a quick shot on, tried to get, as we call, a Clayton Keller goal, but steered away by Washington, trying to get it out of their defensive zone. They can't get it. Indy keeps the pressure on for the time being, but cleared away by Washington. Takes kind of a funny hop off the boards, but Michael Bunting, first man back, a gritty little player, and he's able to fend off all the Nats' attempts and get it to center ice. Turned back. Nice play there by Lawson Krause. That one could have took a funny hop. What a block by Adam Pelech. He's doing it on both ends. Here come the Motorheads. Frederick Gauthier, partial break shot wide. Gauthier with a beautiful goal just in the last game, but couldn't get one there. Reminder, folks, next goal will be the game winner. Next goal decides who goes up 2-1 in this series. That one off the boards, nearly banked off Lankinen and in, but it did not. To neutral ice. Now beyond the net of Vitek Vanacek, it's Dylan Cousins. Cousins into the slot on the post. Cleared away by Washington. Another opportunity, a scrum. Verona looking for a clear and finally gets it. My goodness, Indy nearly ended it twice right there. Lord Stanley tries to fire a shot on the side of the net. Cleared away by Cousins. A little too hard. Indy's able to get it back. They shoot just through the crease, but wide. Steered behind the net. Dougie Hamilton now battling with Drake Batherson. Lord Stanley. Rasmus Anderson now has it. There's a shot. It goes just wide. Will there be a rebound? No. Steered back the other way for Washington. As that puck gets fired out of play. 12:59 remaining in the first overtime period. Cousins. Fedorov in the draw. Fedorov gets the better of it. Brought into the Washington offensive zone. Byfield trying to play it around the net. Can't. He gets turned back, but still gets an outlet, and out the puck comes into the Washington zone. Almost did go through the crease, almost hits Craig Anderson, but it does not. Here's a chance for Washington, just wide of the net. Washington nearly ended it right there. Puck coming back the other way. Takes a good hop for Indianapolis, but a good defensive stick by Sergei Fedorov. Clears out of harm's way for the time being. Turned back by Indy. A point pass couldn't find anyone. Here's a shot down just wide of Lankinen's net. Maybe and looked to be maybe another 200-foot goal for the Nats. Clear the other way. They shoot a save by Anderson. Big save by Craig Anderson. This game remains tied. Anthony Duclair off the boards, fires it down. Will it go? Yes, it will. Anthony Duclair. It's over. Washington has won the game. They blew the 3-0 lead, but they've blown it no longer. Washington wins game number 3, 4-3.
What a way to finish this one. They just threw it on net. It comes once again. It's another chance that starts all the way back behind the red line, the goal line, in the Washington zone. They just sent it all the way down, and goaltender for the Indianapolis Motorheads not quite prepared for it, and just like that, Washington takes the lead back in the most crucial point of this game, and they lead the series 2-1.
An unbelievable way to end overtime, just as the Nats had gotten all their goals. A goal from just about their own zone by Anthony Duclair sends us to game number 4 with a 2-1 Washington lead. Just as we thought the Nats were going to do exactly what the St. Louis Cyclones did. They threw a wrench in the gears of the Indy Motorheads, and they were able to pull it off in overtime and head to game number 4 with their series lead regained. That has been all from us, folks. Game number 3 tomorrow will go between the Lilnese Fencers and the New Orleans Wildcats back at the TD Bank Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana. And then we're going overseas where the Boston Riptide will be playing in Finland against the Tampere Ilves. Game number 3 tomorrow between those 4 squads. An unbelievable turn of events here tonight leads Washington to blow a 3-0 lead and win it in overtime. Indianapolis almost pulled off the shocker of the century, just like Quebec did just a few short nights ago. From DNP, I have been Builder. We thank you for watching this one, and an absolutely spectacular game number 3 went tonight.